Hello, I'm Dr. Hanson, and I just wanted to welcome you to my website. I just wanted to let you know that there's hope for dyslexic kids. I've had many patients where they've come in to my office and they have not been able to track and read and comprehend kind of what's going on when they're reading because the letters are switched around, their eyes aren't following the pages properly or the words properly. So they're really frustrated. It's scary. It's really scary because we're talking about their future here. We're talking about them being able to go to college or not go to college, work at McDonald's or go into university and become a professor of a university, or do whatever they, open their options up to do whatever they love to do as they develop. So it's really nothing to mess around with. The dyslexic situation can dramatically cause a major blockage in a child's future. So I have a passion for that because I have 3 of my own kids, and I just empathize with a parent that has a child that has dyslexia because it can be so limiting and it can be so difficult. And there's a solution for it. There's a chance to change the outcome that would take place if it's just left to its own vices. And that solution is very often, with many of our patients, is this brain-based recovery program that we do where we focus really in on the left brain. The part of the brain that's not working with dyslexia is right here, basically in the kind of the upper temporal lobe, lower parietal lobe on the lateral or the side of the head, on the left side, and that's where language is processed. That's where reading comprehension is processed to a certain degree, and then also frontal lobe. Frontal lobes are involved with all of this. Cerebellum is involved with all of this as well. That's why you can't just say it's just here, when it really is cerebellar fires to frontal lobe, which influences all of that as well. Eye movement influences it. So we do very specific treatment protocols for dyslexic kids where we focus in on left brain activation, left frontal lobe, left parietal lobe, left temporal lobe activation. We do very specific eye exercises that are specific to brain. We do very specific protocols that will activate that, different sound therapy that's that's specifically left brain, processed in the temporal lobe of the left brain. We do many cerebellar activation back of the brain, basically cerebellar activation of certain pathways to fire to that left side of the brain, and left parietal lobe, left temporal lobe, in order to help create plasticity or strength in those nerves so that the child can get their function back. It's so important. And we do very specific exercises that help them with tracking. And a lot of times dyslexia is tracking in what they call pursuit and saccades. That's a fancy word to describe your eye tracking something slowly and then jerking back real quickly. Those are called pursuit and saccades. And we do very specific exercises that will stimulate one side in particular that would activate those particular areas. So I just wanted to kind of give you a basic idea as to what's going on with dyslexia and give you an option to come in to my office. What we do really boils down to the only way I could ever help your son or your daughter or you or whoever you're watching this video for. Really the only way I can help anybody is if they come in and let me do an exam on them. I do a very specific exam, functional neurological examination where we figure out exactly what's going on brain-wise. It's similar to a medical neurologist's exam, only it's from a functional standpoint. It's more in depth. It's more specific to this particular problem, and the end result is not just to prescribe medication. Or I know with dyslexia there isn't typically a medication for that. It's just basically learn to live with it and hope that they grow out of it. Well, what if they don't grow out of it? What if it sticks and stays? And it often does, and it's a kind of a limiting factor their entire life. So I'd highly recommend filling out the information on this website. Put your name, phone number, address, email, and any contact information any other contact information, and then we'll give you a call and set up a time for a consultation, and you can come in and we can at least talk. There's no charge for the first consultation, where I can at least talk and see kind of what's going on, what needs to be done. One thing that you can do also is look at a book. There's a book called Disconnected Kids. It's written by a colleague of mine who's also a board-certified chiropractic neurologist. He has written a book called Disconnected Kids, and he does go over some of the protocols that we do, very similar mechanisms and protocols that we do in our office that are specific to kind of ADD and autistic spectrum, but also there are some references to dyslexia as well. But what I'd recommend doing is just filling out the information, and then we'll send you out for information or give you a call, and we can set up a time to come in and you can do a consultation and we can see what we can do to help you. All right? Thank you.